It was a typical Monday morning, and the two best friends, Hannah and Molly, just arrived to school. Being two high school students, decision making was a part of their everyday life. Decision making is a special kind of problem solving in which we already know all the possible solutions or choices. Today, these two girls would encounter many decisions that require a thought process and deciding in the end what's the right thing to do. Throughout their day, they'll use different techniques to help make a decision and even use a 7-step process. Different types of urgency, pressure, and constraints will influence the decisions they make. Let's take a look at the girls and see what kinds of situations they're about to face. First period came quickly, leaving Molly no time to study in homeroom for her test. She knew she had to study over the weekend, but chose to blow it off. During homeroom, she took pictures of the notes on her phone in case she needed them. As Molly looked at the test, she knew she would fail it. She had two options: hold herself accountable for not studying and take the bad grade, or look at the notes on her phone and hope no one sees. After Molly identified her problem of not knowing any of the information, she contemplated both decisions and weighed the pros and cons. In the end, she chose to cheat and look off her phone. Unfortunately, Molly's teacher looked up from her desk just in time to see Molly cheating. As a result, her test was taken away and she's received a 0 for trying to take the easy way out. Next, we see Hannah in the library. Her history teacher assigned her a book report on the Spanish Civil War. She walked down the aisle, trying to find a book that would help her. Just as she finds the book she needs, she also finds a book about running that she really wants to take out too. Unfortunately, the library rule is that you can only take out one book at a time. Hannah knows she needs the first book for a project, but she really wants a second book to read for fun. She identifies her problem, decided her two options, and weighs the pros and cons of each. In the end, she made the right choice of choosing the book for her report. Hannah knew she was struggling in her class, and she needed to do everything possible to boost her grade and do well on the report. During study hall, Molly has to decide how she's going to spend her time. Right now, she's on Twitter reading all of her followers' thoughts. As she scrolls down Twitter, she remembers the amount of written homework she has been assigned. She can either spend her free period on Twitter or do her homework for the night. She knows her favorite TV show is on from 8 to 9, and she also knows she has 2 major tests tomorrow to study for, along with soccer practice from 5:30 to 7:30. While Molly ponders her two choices and looks at the advantages and disadvantages, she decides to log off the computer and focus on her schoolwork so she doesn't have to worry about it later. Now we find Hannah in the cafeteria. As she walks up to the vending machine, she begins to think about what snack she's going to get. She's having a hard time deciding which food she wants. She could get a Fiber One bar, which would be the healthier choice, or she could get Smart Food popcorn, the less healthier choice. Hannah already ate breakfast, but she was still hungry and she didn't have lunch until 12. She wanted the snack that would make her body feel good, but she also wanted the snack that would taste better and fill her up quickly. She stared at the two choices for a while, going back and forth between them. Finally, Hannah decided to choose the Smart Food popcorn. Although it was not the healthier snack, she knew she could go to the gym later and work it off. Finally, we watch Molly go to last period. As she walks down the hall, she gets a call from her friend. Her friend isn't in school today and tries to convince Molly to ditch class and leave school early to hang out with her. Molly really wants to leave early and hang out with her friend, but she knows she'll get in trouble for ditching class. If she stays in school, Molly's friend will be mad at her for not hanging out. But if she leaves school, she can get in a lot of trouble. Molly's friend continues to pressure her into ditching, but Molly still hasn't made up her mind. Finally, Molly decides to go to class because it's the right thing to do. Instead of risking getting in trouble, she can finish out the day and then hang out with her friend once she gets home. Once school has ended, the two best friends meet back up. They talk about everything that happened to them today, including all of the decisions that they had to make. Molly told Hannah about her math test, study hall, and last period, and Hannah told Molly about the library and snack. The two girls agreed they both faced many challenges which required decision making. Each of them dealt with their situations in different ways, with different techniques to help them come to a final decision. Some of their decisions were chosen because they were pressured, while others were because it just felt right to them. In the end, they both made some good decisions and some bad decisions, but every result that arrived was a learning experience for them, which will help them later in life for the next time when a similar situation arises.